Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Maybe something like this happened to you, but it has certainly happened to me before. And that is, you learn something from books or from lectures or from mass media, and then when you encounter that something in your real life, real world, you find out that whatever those guys told you was a lie. And that happened to me a few times regarding certain kind of issues. Now, we have here a little problem with Ukraine, and that is Ukraine doesn't really get along with its neighbors as much as we are told by the mass media. That's an example. If you go to Europe, especially in the Eastern Europe and the Balkans, there are a lot of tensions between nations, and the tensions come from their long history, and the history is full of fights and crimes and, I kicked your butt, then you kicked my butt, then you killed my ancestors, I killed your ancestors. That's a lot of that in Europe, and it's not only in the Eastern Europe, it's everywhere. But the guys in the West were capable somehow to kind of determine their borders and stick within them. In the Eastern Europe, the borders were changed more than in Western Europe. And that's a fact if you look at the First World War and then the Second World War, and after obviously the disintegration of Soviet Union, spheres of influence. So there's nations over there that do not really, agree with their territory. And they think that, and they claim that this part of the territory that belongs to another country, should come back to their country because their territory, because sometime in the past that belonged to them, and it was taken by someone else and given to this country, or this country took it by force and then did not return it. So there are many examples in Eastern Europe and in the Balkans of these kind of things. And nations have a conscience, so to speak, which means they have a history and they remember this kind of situations, and they have passion. In this case, we have Ukraine. And Ukraine, they like it or they don't like it. A lot of territories from around Kiev at one point or another belongs to other countries, other nations. And I mentioned, like Crimea belonged to another country. Even the eastern part of Ukraine belonged to another country. Then we have Poland. The northwestern territories of Ukraine belonged to Poland at one point, a long time. And then you got Transcarpathia, belonged to Hungary. Then you have the northern territories that's called Bukovina, belonged to Romania. Then you had Moldova, the Republic of Moldova, belonged to Romania, and now is a country, instead of coming back, was taken by Stalin. And then the southern part of Moldova, that territory between Moldova and the Black Sea, next to Odessa, belonged to Moldova, belonged to Romania, but now belongs to Ukraine. So there's a lot of tensions over there that these guys do not let to be seen, because they think that, Poles are friends with Ukrainians, Hungarians are kind of friends with this, and these Romanians are friends with Ukrainians, and so on. Now we got a little problem. From time to time you have some politicians or intellectuals, or even in the army, who individuals who just come out and say something that we know that we have it somewhere inside our hearts, somewhere, and they tell the truth, and everybody's scrambling for, oh no, you can't say that, but majority of Romanians feel that way, Hungarians feel that way, Poles feel that way, Russians feel that way, and so on. In this case we have Hungary, and Hungary, a politician who says what Hungarians feel about this issue. Like, for instance, Hungarian Foreign Ministry, Ukrainian Foreign Ministry reacts to Hungarian MP's call for revision of borders. So basically we have a Hungarian parliamentary, that probably said something that they all think in Hungary about a region that now is part of Ukraine and that should come back to Hungary maybe. We should also remember that Hungary has, I think with all neighbors, maybe minus Austria, maybe has problems, territorial problems. Why? Because Hungary was part of the Austria-Hungary Empire and they have certain kind of territories, but they claim everybody around them owes them territories. Romania owes them Transylvania. These guys owe them, these guys being Ukrainians owe them Transcarpathia. They got problems with all around, but Austria, I think that's the only one they don't have a problem with. Now, this article comes from Ukrinform, and as I said, the title is from today, the 12th of November. The title is Ukrainian Foreign Ministry reacts to Hungarian MP's call for revision of borders. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry has called on the Hungarian government to condemn as unacceptable a statement by MP Laszlo Toroczkai regarding the revision of state borders. Foreign Ministry spokesman Oleg Nikolenko said this in a post on Facebook. And I'm quoting, "The call by Hungarian MP Laszlo Toroczkai for the revision of state border is unacceptable. We call on the Hungarian government to condemn such irresponsible statements that undermine bilateral relations and do not correspond with the spirit of good neighborliness," Nikolenko wrote. Now, earlier media reports said that Laszlo Toroczkai, a far-right member of the Hungarian parliament, wished Poland on its Independence Day to once again have a common border with Hungary. He illustrated his post. Something is wrong here. He illustrated his post on Twitter with a photo taken after Hungary captured Transcarpathia in 1939, where a Pole and a Hungarian shake hands at the border post. So this is the basic stuff here. So the issue is that Ukraine has a border with Hungary. Hungary has a border so the border between Ukraine and Hungary is in the east of Hungary, west of western border of Ukraine. Hungary has a northern border with Slovakia, and then on top of Slovakia there is Poland. So in order to get from Hungary to Poland, you have to go through Slovakia, or you have to go around eastward to go around and get through Ukraine into Poland. So they don't have a common border. And in 1939, that was they had a border together, obviously, over there. So he is claiming that they should have that part of Ukraine that would have them have a border with Poland, which is obviously, for us here would be, so what, whatever. But over there, these kind of things are very, very touchy. It's like, for instance, Hungary would make a map with including Transylvania. Romania immediately would be like, what's going on with this? Or let's say Romania would have a map with, I don't know, Bukovina and Moldova and big Romania, so-called. Like Hungary has the Great Hungary, or Romania has the Greater Hungary, but all these greater countries overlap. All of them. If it's the Greater Romania overlaps with this, Greater Hungary overlaps with that, and everything overlaps. Everybody had some territories from everybody else. So here we have a problem. That far Laszlo, MP, is not alone, and is not just that he's far right. If he's far right, it's just because he has the craziness or the courage to say what everybody else thinks of that thing. So this is the same way Poles feel about their little territory that they claim from Ukraine. But nobody says anything as of now. But there would be people that they all feel that way. Not all. I can't check them out. But I'm pretty sure they have the same feelings. And the Romanians, again, they say, oh yeah, those territories. They don't forget those territories. So Ukraine is in a state where the surrounding territories around Kiev belonged to other countries. And they were taken or given to Ukraine, not by Ukraine. Ukraine, how should I put it, was impotent in getting anybody else's territories. Those territories were given to Ukraine, were taken by Soviet Union, by the muscle of the Soviet Union, and given by Stalin, or by the Western countries, or by Hitler, or by whomever, gave it to whomever took and moved. Like Hitler took part of Transylvania and gave it to Hungary, for instance. Poland was recreated, right, after the First World War. Poland did not exist from, I don't know, 1790 something until 1918. It was not a country. It was before, but then it was recreated from here. That's why they created the problem with Germany, because they were given parts of Prussia, right? Germany, clink, clink, clink. So given that, and Hitler said, hey, we need those back. Oh, those are not yours. Smack. So you see, these kind of things happen. They're waiting. The same here. It's a circumstance that they're waiting. The Hungarians are waiting. The Romanians are not waiting because they're idiots. But anyway, it's beyond. Poles are waiting because they're not idiots. Romanians are idiots, okay? The other guys are not. Why? Because they still want those things. Romanians are like, we have Bucharest, we're good. Anyway, so they're gonna get in trouble with this, and Ukraine might not exist or not exist the way it is right now. We'll see. I'm just reporting how people really feel in that part of the world about their beautiful neighbors. And the Ukrainians don't like the Poles. I know that for a fact. And Hungarians don't like this. I mean, nobody likes nobody, let's put it this way. Well, the Romanians didn't have any problems with the Serbs because there's no territorial disputes. You don't have territorial disputes, yeah, you like the guys. Or you never had wars. Romanians with the Serbs did not fight, so they're good. Or Romanian with the Bulgarians fought, but that was in 1920s and so on. It was the quadrilater, taken, given. I have it, you have it. No, that's mine. You still have my. So it's all about who's got my territory at one point, and I think that should come back. So Ukraine has a lot of enemies around. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.